Welcome to the Ben Daniel Podcast, where we're calling a spade a spade. Great to be here with you guys today. The LPGA Tour has rolled out the red carpet for Caitlyn Clark. Caitlyn, you want to be a part of our women's panel? Come on. You want to be a part of our summit? Come on. In fact, what we'll do, we'll actually have you and Annika side by side, and what we'll do, we'll conduct an interview, and we'll live stream it on Twitter. We'll live stream it on our YouTube page, just so all of your fans, all of your supporters, all of the new eyeballs you're bringing into our sport can enjoy what you are doing for us. And as much as the LPGA Tour rolled out the red carpet for Caitlyn Clark, Caitlyn Clark's audience, Caitlyn Clark's celebrity, in turn, repaid the favor. Now, we all know what Caitlyn Clark's done for the WNBA. Record-setting views, record-setting ratings, record-setting attendance, record-setting merchandise sales. All NBA, the attention on the WNBA has never been higher, thanks to Caitlyn Clark. We have the records that she set on NBA TV, surpassing actual NBA games. Over the past year, Caitlyn Clark's games on NBA TV versus NBA games on NBA TV. The Caitlyn Clark games won out. We have the mid-season report that showed all of the increase in sales and following, beer sales, sponsorships, number one in the WNBA in sponsorships. Corporate partnerships rose above 225%. We saw the Caitlyn Clark effect take a hold of the WNBA, and now it was golf's turn. Caitlyn Clark, reported by Front Office Sports, tournament organizers have seen a big boost in ticket sales following the announcement of Caitlyn Clark's participation. The Indiana Fever's own Scott Agnes is reporting that ticket sales for the event are up over 1,200%. The excitement for a Wednesday Pro-Am tournament for the LPGA is levels that it has not yet been at, thanks to Caitlyn Clark. And unlike the WNBA, the LPGA, their pros, their players, even the amateurs, they're giving nothing but credit. They're doing nothing but big upping Caitlyn Clark participating. They're doing nothing but speaking pleasantly on her name. Where the WNBA goes out of their way to diminish, to bring down, the LPGA is going out of their way to lift up. And in return, Caitlyn Clark and her fan base has delivered. 1,200% ticket sales are up. Confirmed by Front Office Sports, the tournament, officially named the Annika, driven by Gainbridge, has seen a big boost in interest since announcing Clark's participation last month. A tournament spokesperson tells Front Office Sports there was an increase in ticket sales after the Clark news broke. Folks, I'm a ways away. But if there was some type of golf tournament within a 45 to an hour drive of where I'm at over here in New Jersey, I would check out a tee time. I would check out some practice swings. I'd see what Caitlyn Clark's golf game's like. I'll take a stroll out to the greens and see what she can offer. I would 100% can do that. So to fathom that ticket sales are up over 1,000% once Caitlyn Clark threw her name in the hat that she's taking part in this Pro-Am, I'm not too surprised. You'd have to think that the LPGA will be welcoming her back with open arms. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of those Fever fans that came over to watch her play in the Pro-Am, maybe a small fraction, not a lot, maybe a small fraction might rub off to where, you know what, they don't turn into straight up golf fans, but if golf's on the TV, they may not be so adamant to change the channel. They may not be so quick to grab the remote. That's not the only thing that went on. Caitlyn Clark, someone who's been taking heat from the Dejanay Carringtons of the world with how she uses her platform. Folks, I don't think there's any issue with how Caitlyn Clark uses her platform. She has the Caitlyn Clark Foundation. She gives out food. She goes to hospitals. She gives out toys. She spends time with kids. She uses her platform extremely well. And this is just another example of it here.
And they definitely caught me by surprise, being the number 22.
We just thought, with number 22 in the house today, we really couldn't leave it on number 21. And so we wanted to have one more gift to go to the Caitlyn Clark Foundation. So we want to end on that number 22.
It's very surprising, and I'm very thankful. Obviously, Dan has been a great partner of mine and Gainbridge since I was in college, and now coming to Indianapolis and being part of the Fever. And the Caitlyn Clark Foundation is aimed at hitting the 3 pillars of sport, nutrition, and education, and helping young kids. So it definitely aligns with Gainbridge really well, and I feel very thankful to be a part of their team. Just thanks to them, Gainbridge and Dan, for everything they do to support myself and our foundation.
Salute to Gainbridge, Dan, and to support the Caitlyn Clark Foundation. Very, very well done. And now to the menace that is Caitlyn Clark on the court. Caitlyn Clark was asked the question about what motivates her. What gets Caitlyn Clark out of bed? And for the rest of the league, just give her MVP now. Just give her the MVP now. Give all the awards now. It's over. Can ESPN start their off-season campaign like they did for Asia Wilson last year? Can we already start the Caitlyn Clark for MVP campaign? Let's take a listen here, shall we?
What's your biggest motivator? My biggest motivator? Oh, man. I think wanting to be the best. I don't want anyone to be better than me. And whatever it is, I just want to be better than everybody else. I think I'm very real with myself too. I know when I maybe haven't done my best in something, and I'm going to be the first person to look in the mirror and know what I need to get better at. And so I think those two things, that's what, helps me be the best is, I can be very honest and real with myself. And I think at times that's what, definitely the younger generation struggles with is they always want to point fingers, but, you always got to look at yourself first and see how you can improve. So, I think it's that. I just want to be better than everybody else.
That's something the younger generation struggles with. They always want to point fingers. Man, the truth hurts sometimes, man. The truth hurts, and I know a lot of young people aren't going to like to hear that, but that's the truth. Growing up, you want to point fingers, you want to point blame, you want to say, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault, instead of looking in the mirror and saying, man, what could I have done better? How could I have practiced harder? How could I have trained harder? Well, you know what? How Caitlyn Clark practices harder, how Caitlyn Clark trains harder, she gets her butt in the gym, and she goes hard. I haven't showed you guys this yet. This is Caitlyn Clark making 25 straight three-pointers in a row. She is already back in the gym, back in the lab, putting in work, getting better. The league's in trouble, folks. 25 straight threes in a row. This is just light work, I'm sure, for Caitlyn Clark. Nothing special for Caitlyn Clark, but it's just nice to see that she's already back in the gym. She's already in go time. This I have showed you before. Caitlyn Clark, right after the season, her exit interviews.
I feel like I'm just scratching the surface. I feel like there's just so many areas that I want to improve in and to continue to get in the gym and work on that every single day.
And folks, it's nice to see she's working on that floater. Pull up midi, floater, it's a 3-level scorer right there, folks. And she could pass strong enough, quick enough to get by her defenders. taller than the smaller guard, can go right over them in the paint. I mean, Caitlyn Clark, folks, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but we are in for something special this upcoming season. We are in for something special this upcoming season. One last thing I want to show you. Caitlyn Clark was talking about her days as a pup, just some of her practice routines when it came to juggling soccer and basketball. Let's take a listen.
Like I remember in high school, I played soccer and I was on varsity and I loved it, but my teammates would get mad because I would go and practice and work out and do basketball after school right before we had our soccer games, and then I couldn't believe that I was doing that. So I eventually had to give up soccer, even though I loved it, but I think it was just the will I had to want to get better at it. Like I loved just practicing it, and I think at times that's not something everybody really likes to do or wants to do or is passionate about, something they love, and for me that's what told me like I wanted to have a future in that.
Folks, can you imagine getting ready, if you're a male, getting ready for your football game in high school, and then there's some kid on the team that's shooting around prior to kickoff? It's like, dude, you know we got a game in 45 minutes. What are you doing shooting around? Oh, I'm just got to get some shots up. Okay. It's a good thing you're a quarterback and one of the best players on the team. Otherwise, we wouldn't be okay with this. Folks, imagine playing soccer. And before you guys got a game, it's like, well, wait, what are you doing shooting around right now? You know we got a soccer game that we're about to play. Yeah, I just got to get some shots up, folks. Obsessively competitive. That's what they would say about Jordan. He hates to lose. Doesn't only want to beat you, wants to take your soul from you. Want to beat you so bad you don't even want to play anymore. Want to go into Minnesota and pump up your own crowd because she wants to take your soul. Because she wants to take your confidence. Scary hours are among us, and now we have a head coach. Now we have a GM. Now we have a president that's going to construct this whole thing around her. It's going to get very, very scary out there. This is the Ben Daniel Podcast. Please don't forget to like the video if you haven't already and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all of the support. As always, take it easy.